Okay, welcome to a bit of a impromptu lore video. We had update 16 today and people are still learning what's what with that. There have been a couple of scythe encounters, there have been some new passenger missions now requiring first class and business and possibly even VIP cabins too, but I haven't checked them out yet. What the purpose of these new passenger missions is and how they might affect war progress we'll probably be looking at and testing as a rescue squad, and we'll see what we can come up with on that. But the other big thing is that, as you know, Michael Brookes, a massive contributor to the game, sadly left us a little while ago, and in his honour, Michael Brookes Galactic tours with a new megaship, which we're going to go and take a look at now. So just keep an eye out if you're docking at a port somewhere, or maybe disembarked and walking around inside a megaship somewhere. Keep an eye on the electronic billboards and you may see the odd poster, commercial, advert, whatever you want to call it, for Michael Brookes Galactic tours. And apparently these are going to be a series of beacons, all at nice locations that I'm sure Michael would have approved of. We always think of going out into the black to see exotic things, but there are plenty of stunning sights in the bubble, and a lot of them don't get mentioned a lot, so maybe we'll be going to see some of those. So yeah, this is a nice little gesture to a man who is just such a massive influence on the game, just such a huge influence on the stories that were told, the lore that was developed. I mean, you know, you can very, very easily run out of superlatives describing the effort and the imagination of a man like that. And so yeah, this is a lovely little gesture. Really, really like this. I'm sure Drew would like this as well. Also, the other thing that came out is for anybody who followed the paper trail to the Dedicant, got another message from the Admiral. We'll take a look at that either in this video or if we've got time in this video, and if we haven't, I'll put it in a fresh one. Okay, so before we either look around at the services on offer or disembark, this caught my eye straight away as I was docking. And just rotate the camera, there you go. Brookes Galactic Tours, Raxler Ho. So there you are, that is the new faction, company, whatever you want to call them, that has been set up in honour of Michael. There's their logo. Very much with the emphasis on exploring and seeing what's out there. Very Michael. Brookes Galactic Tours, there you are. There they are. Okay, so this would appear to be the beacon that we're looking for. Freeholm Victory. Nice little place actually, because Freeholm is an asteroid base and they're always cool. We like asteroid bases. They remind us of being out in the black. And somebody's carved a station out of a big rock somewhere just so you can stop and refuel. Brilliant. Okay, so as usual, all you have to do is target these. You don't have to scan them with a data link scanner or anything, and a message will come up automatically like any tourist beacon. If you've ever done sightseeing missions, you'll be well familiar with these. You just rock up to them, target them, and then they'll give you the gen. So this is about the victory at Freeholm. In 3301, Freeholm successfully defeated an invasion from the planet Lefria's forces. And this is Beacon 1 of 5 of the Brookes Memorial Series. Every journey starts somewhere. For Michael Brookes, it began with a passion for telling stories and sharing experiences. A keen enthusiast of games, literature, and associated collections, he drew inspiration from authors and world builders, both contemporary and historic. Michael's own works reflected this, and he wrote with passion about fantasy, science fiction, and mythological beings. But when Michael looked to the stars, it was clear his journey was destined to weave among them. The Brookes Memorial Series continues in Beta Sculptoris. Okay, jumping to Beta Sculptoris now, see if we can find the next beacon. In this, what I hope is going to be an introductory series. And then there will be more tours in the future. This one is obviously a tribute to Michael. So I'm expecting the beacons to have something about his life and his work at each of them. There's 5 of these. Okay, it didn't show up until I hit the nav beacon. FSS or hit the nav beacon. Nav beacon's the easiest way, it's a populated system. Well, we got the brilliant part right, I can't see a thing. A brilliant pairing, Brookes Memorial Series, Beacon 2 of 5. The year is 3301. Star maps are drawn, planets recorded, a galaxy of endless possibility brought within reach. For the first time, thousands of new pilots would strap themselves into a commander's chair and fire up their engines. Millions more would follow, drawn into a shifting spacescape of intrigue, conflict and discovery. Michael's joy in helping bring this experience to so many was inherent in the colour of the text. Emperors, presidents, heroes and villains acquired depth and character. Alliances, federations and empires alike grew inspired by his imagination, adding textures and shades to an epic saga. Michael's contributions would guide others through the years as a foundation to maintain the epic saga he helped develop. And we have an address for the next beacon. So yeah, looks like they're all up, a series of 5. So let's go hit the next one. Well, the first 2 locations were straightforward enough to get to with a little bubble jumper like my Viper, but this one's a bit further out. It was 700 light years from the last location, Beta Sculptoris. It's 587 light years from my carrier right now. So I'm back in Cleo, my explorer ship. 9 jumps for me. Let's get on with it. This location here, it has a beacon, Life Beyond Earth. So we're going to go look at that first. There's also 2 notable stellar phenomena here. And we're going to go have a look at those too. And I'm guessing that Life Beyond Earth refers to the mollusks and various other creatures that you can, with a bit of patience, find in the notable stellar phenomena. Hollowell have done more research into these vacuum life forms than anybody, and they have now joined forces with Azimuth. Is this a tie-in here? A reminder of that? I don't know, but yeah, we're here. And there's a couple of NPCs here, a few dolphins. And my brakes don't work. Right. Let's try that again with brakes. Almost. Whoa, there you go. That's one way to do it. Bump into it. So there's your tourist beacon, and here's a message from it. While Michael's creative aspirations were interstellar, his personal joys were closer to home. Those who knew him recall a larger-than-life personality touched by kindness and empathy. He maintained friendships with colleagues and commanders, bonding over the worlds they loved. Michael enjoyed discussing these mutual interests with anybody willing to share a drink at the same time, which often revealed a mischievous sense of humour. It was well known that Michael cared deeply about animal welfare, an example of the compassion with which he is remembered. The Brookes Memorial Series continues in Taygeta. So we jumped out to pretty much Guardian space, around Guardian space, so ideally just take your explorer ship. Going to drop in on the first notable stellar phenomena and have a look. Metallic crystals, get a codex entry for those. And there it is. Life beyond Earth. We're going nice. Red cloud this time. Rosium, they probably call it. Crystals again. Yeah, I've scanned these types of crystal before, so for me there's no new traits to discover. Well, I just got hyperdicted going into Taygeta, a non-hostile, old style hyperdiction where they just shut you down, scan you and leave. I haven't had to scan the nav beacon this time. I'm guessing this is it. A rare warmth, not too far away. Oh yeah, I'd almost forgotten what they were like with 6-7 months of the war now and every hyperdiction being automatically hostile. To have one that isn't, I've forgotten what that felt like. So yeah, that was just a regular one. We're outside the war zone, and outside the war zone, hyperdictions are not automatically hostile. They just do the usual shut you down, scan you, shout at you and leave. This beacon is near to, well, the main star of Taygeta itself is, it's not a supergiant, but it's pretty big. A pretty big blue star, 5 solar radii. And yes, that would give out a lot of heat. So, very appropriate for a beacon called a rare warmth. And again, got a bit of company here. A couple of NPC dolphins and things. And once again smacked into the beacon, but should be used to that by now. Okay, what we got? A rare warmth. Many who knew Michael followed an old spacer tradition to honour his legacy. They filled an empty escape pod with small tokens, each symbolising a memory which made them smile. For Michael, these included military insignia, sci-fi memorabilia, carved figurines, and snapshots of rescued animals. Handwritten cards containing fond recollections of times gone and fans of Michael's endeavours were plenty. The centrepiece was a huge axe, handcrafted for him in recent years, which was proudly presented at every opportunity. and we have a location for the final beacon in the Brookes Memorial series, and the first of what we hope will be a series of exploration tours from the Brookes Galactic Tours Company, PMD 200948. Or you can see the distance here from Tegeta, it's 17 jumps even for a 70 light year ship. And we're down at the Orion Running Man Nebula here. Way down past Witchhead and on our way towards Barnard's Loop. You have the Running Man Nebula, the Orion Nebula. You're on your way down to Barnard's Loop. From here, you're not too far from, lots and lots of different interesting places. A lot of nebula down here. Lots of star clusters.
Fuel scoping.
So yeah, a fairly understandable choice for a nice location. Down here, it's, especially if you've not been out into the black before, and especially if you've not been exploring at all, it really is an explorer dream here. And yes, we have a beacon called Surrounded by Wonder, which I think is very appropriate for this area. All sorts of nice places down here. We're also not too far from where in the trapezium sector, the site that was discovered, the Guardian site that was discovered, where for the first time we saw crashed Thargoid vessels at a Guardian site, obviously an ancient battlefield. When we were following the paper trail for Salvation and finding that at least some humans knew about the Thargoids before anybody thought, and certain organisations like INRA had already been around for quite a while before people had heard of them, and had also been going a lot longer than people thought. And all the shadowy conspiracy of that. Looks like the beacon orbits this gas giant. Rind gas giant. It's easy to get blasé about some of these sites once you've done a bit of exploring, and kind of forget your sense of wonder a bit as it all becomes familiar. And I've done it myself, gone out into the black and ended up burned out on exploring, and it's been a while before I felt able to go again. But these sites don't become any less amazing just because we can become jaded with them. Dolphins, very popular here, dolphins. I've seen them at every tourist beacon so far. I don't know if that was Michael's favourite ship. But there we are. The Brookes Memorial Series, Beacon 5. Where Michael rests now is a matter of rumour. To say his spirit quietly rests is at odds with the person many knew. There is also a new experience to pursue, the next frontier to discover. Many discussions of Michael's legacy turn inevitably towards one such undiscovered entity, Raxler. A mythological something that stirs wonder among every spacer, this undefined myth remains elusive, but experienced pilots will tell you, if anybody knows the way to Raxler, Michael Brookes does. And fast by, hanging in a golden chain, this pendant world, in bigness as a star, of smallest magnitude, close by the moon. And then, at the end, it just tells you that this memorial series begins in Artemis back at the first beacon that we went to, so we've done that. Yeah, this is a nice little tribute, I think. I like this a lot. I hope that it's going to be the first of a series of tours to various places. Some of the more hardened explorers will probably know most of these locations already, but for those just starting out in exploring, I think this would be a great way to introduce them to some of the sites that are out there. And what I'm going to do is, there you go, look at that, a gas giant against a nebula there. It just looks spectacular. Half in shadow like that. So yeah, what I'm going to do with these, because I do hope this will be the first of many tours, what I will do with them is I'm going to put them in a playlist of their own. Brookes Galactic Tours. So if you go to my YouTube page and you go to playlists, there will be one set by for little things like this, little exploration trips like this. As yet another Soundkruger ship drops in. They really like Soundkruger ships. Okay, so I'm going to put these in a special playlist of their own. Keep them separate from all the war stuff. This has been, yeah, a nice tribute to Michael and a welcome break from the war. Back to it, I guess, soon enough. But for now, that's it. Next one I'm going to do is going to be about the Dedicant. We've got some voice-acted logs. We've got a wrecked megaship, I think, to find, or at least find out what happened to it. Finally, we might get an answer as to what happened when the Far God, true chapter, hijacked the Dedicant, outwitted the feds, and what happened next. So that'll be in the next video. Come and try this paper trail for yourself, and keep your eye out for more tours from Brookes Galactic Tours, and I'm sure they'll be taking you to many interesting places. In the meantime, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.